Hi again then guys, and welcome to another look way back into the past of the ToCa franchise, to the very first game once again, just like how we kicked off this entire series with the secret tank featured in the game, which is definitely the standout of course, because it's such a crazy car. This one is nowhere near as crazy, but it's still an interesting choice of a secret car. Now of course the vehicle in question is one of my favourite cars. I've discussed it before. We looked at it on Forza 4, for instance, the Cadillac Series. Also known sometimes as the Eldorado, but technically it's more accurately the Series, or the Series 62 from 1959. It's got the huge rear fins, the biggest rear fins ever, in fact, on any production car, that big Caddy engine. Now in the game, of course, it's not played for performance, it's played for laughs. So it's a silly car, in effect. It's not ridiculously quick, or ridiculously good in any particular way, and of course the track that I'm driving it on is also a secret unlockable thing as well. Now I'll flash up on screen the code that you can use to unlock this car, the track, and also the tank as well if you want to give them a try, and of course you have to have no career mode completion at all to be able to do so, so it's purely for the fun of it. Now I must admit, I don't enjoy this car that much on the game. It's an interesting diversion, but I found that I got bored of it quite quick. It's a car which, it just doesn't have much use. I mean, with the tank, as I alluded to earlier on, it makes a perfect choice, because in a weird kind of way it also reminds me of the tank that you can drive in a number of the runabout games, also known as Felony 1179. I love those games. I'm a huge fan of the runabout franchise, and you can get some crazy cars on there, you can get tanks on there. On the older game, I think it was Runabout 2, on the PlayStation 1, you could even get a transforming tank, which could like stand up almost, and you could shoot photon torpedoes at the thing, you could shoot I think a nuke, then you had a chain gun, it was all crazy kind of stuff. The tank on this game isn't quite that insane, but it's a tank, so it makes sense. It's the kind of crazy car which you would expect to have on a PS1 era game. This one, on the other hand, well, not so much. It's not a bad car per se. You've got the interior view, of course the iconic pink, which is probably the best known colour for the car, but it's totally played more as a silly, stupid vehicle, almost with a Pimp My Ride kind of vibe to it. It may have even been on Pimp My Ride, I'm not sure, I didn't follow the show that much. But if you want to check it out, of course you can, you just use the code that I flashed up on the screen, but I'd recommend trying the tank first. And to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of this lava track either. It's an interesting diversion, but of course the point of the game is not this anyway, it's just that, a diversion. It's a stupid secret thing to have a bit of fun with. But I did definitely find that I had a lot more fun with the tank than I did with the lava track or the Cadillac. So of course I would say that they are definitely worth checking out, but beyond that, you're not going to necessarily get a huge amount of use out of them for racing or even on its own. I found that I got bored of this car quite quickly, even though I love the car. The Cadillac Series is one of my favourite cars of all time, and yet on the game I still got bored of it, because it's just not the kind of car that this game should have. It's more like a driver or stuntman game kind of car. But overall, give it a try of course, you won't lose anything from it. And that's it for this showcase. So of course we'll return to form next week with more ToCa 2 reviews, and I've also purchased ToCa World Touring Cars, which has a ton of other secret cars as well, which we will also include in this same series. But that's it for this showcase. Of course I'll see you guys next time, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.